You've watched the budgeting videos. You've read the books. You still feel like you're one paycheck away from panic. That's not because you're bad with money. It's because everything you were taught to do was designed to keep you exactly where you are. Not by a villain, not by a scandal, by 12 small habits, habits so normal, so boring, nobody ever tells you they're costing you anything. There are 12 habits the system does not want you to build. Not illegal, not complicated, just quiet. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. Right now, Americans owe $1.28 trillion on credit cards alone. That's a record, again. It breaks its own record almost every quarter. Now, 3 of these habits you probably already suspect. Everyone talks about them. But habit number 7, that one alone could be quietly costing you more than your rent. And most people watching this video are about to find out they're already losing money to at least half of this list, without knowing it, without meaning to, and without anyone ever explaining why. This isn't a list of hacks, it's a list of defaults. And defaults are exactly what the system is counting on you never questioning. Stick around, because I'm not giving you 3 tips today, I'm giving you all 12, and I'm going to show you the math behind each one. Let's meet Maya. Maya has a budget. She pays her bills on time. She even has a savings account. By every definition she was ever taught, she is financially responsible. So why is she still tight by the 25th of every month? Here's the thing, this isn't a conspiracy. Nobody in a boardroom is plotting against Maya specifically. It's just an incentive. Banks make more money when you carry a balance. Marketers make more money when you buy on impulse. Payment processors make more money when your subscription renews without you noticing. Not one of them is doing anything illegal. And they're not optimized for Maya. They're optimized for their own profit. Every single one of the habits on this list represents a choice point, a fork where the default path benefits the system and the alternative path benefits you. Most people never even see the fork. They just walk the default path their whole life, assuming it's the only road. 12 forks, 12 choices. Let's start walking through them. Habit number 1, pay more than the minimum. The system's version of responsible is never miss a payment. That's it. That's the bar they set for you. Here's what they don't put on the statement. The average American carries about $11,000 in credit card debt at around 22% interest. If you only pay the minimum, nearly 20 years to pay it off. 20 years. On a purchase you probably don't even remember making, and you'll pay more in interest than you originally borrowed, sometimes double. Here's the mechanism. Minimum payments are usually calculated as a small percentage of your balance. As the balance shrinks, the minimum shrinks too. So the payment gets smaller right as the debt should be disappearing faster. It's not a bug, it's how the math was designed. Even Warren Buffett has said it plainly. If you start revolving debt on those credit cards, you can't make any progress in your financial life. Paying more than the minimum isn't extra credit, it's the actual assignment. Habit number 2, automate savings before spending. Most people save whatever's left at the end of the month, which is usually nothing. The system depends on that order. Spend first, save later, save never. It's called the leftover method, and it fails almost everyone because there's rarely anything left. Flip the order. The moment your paycheck lands, savings moves out automatically, before you even see the number in your checking account. Maya tried this for 1 month. She never touched the money because she never saw it long enough to miss it. You can't spend what already left. Habit number 3, ignore 0% intro APR offers without reading past the headline. The system knows something about human psychology. We act on headlines, not fine print. 0% for 12 months sounds like a gift, and sometimes it is. But miss the end date and the rate jumps, often past 20%, retroactively on the full remaining balance. Not just going forward, retroactively back to day 1. That single word, retroactive, is the entire trap, and it's usually buried 3 paragraphs into a card agreement nobody reads. The gift has an expiration date. The system is betting you forget it. Habit number 4, audit your subscriptions like they're a monthly bill, because they are. The average person loses somewhere between $200 and $380 a year to subscriptions they forgot they even had. Not because they're careless, because forgetting is the entire business model. Frictionless sign up, one click. Frictionless charging, automatic. Friction everywhere the moment you try to cancel, hold music, hidden cancel buttons. Are you sure screens designed to make you give up halfway through? Maya counted her active subscriptions once. She expected 4. She had 11. Once a quarter, open your statement line by line. Cancel what you don't remember using in the last 30 days. Okay, those first 4? People kind of already suspect those. The next 4 are the ones that actually make banks nervous. Because these aren't about spending less. They're about the system losing money it was counting on. Habit number 5, claim your full employer 401k match. If your employer offers a match and you're not contributing enough to get all of it, you are walking past free money every single month on every single paycheck. The average worker who undercontributes leaves close to $2,950 a year unclaimed. Dave Ramsey put it about as simply as it can be put. That's free money. Take it. Compounded over a career, invested, growing, compounding for 30 or 40 years. That's not thousands. That's tens of thousands. Some estimates put it over $60,000 by retirement, just from one small percentage point of your paycheck redirected earlier. This is the only habit on this list where the system genuinely isn't the enemy. Your employer is offering the money. The only thing standing between you and it is a form you haven't filled out yet. Habit number 6, wait 24 to 48 hours on non-essential purchases. The system is built on impulse. One-click checkout, countdown timers. Only 2 left. Free shipping that mysteriously vanishes if you leave the item in your cart too long. None of that is an accident. Every one of those design choices was tested against thousands of shoppers until it produced maximum impulse purchases. A 24-hour rule doesn't stop you from buying things. It stops you from buying things you don't actually want. Maya started screenshotting anything over $50 instead of buying it immediately. 2 days later, she'd revisit the screenshot. More than half the time, she'd forgotten why she wanted it. Habit number 7, stop financing depreciating assets long-term. Here's the one I told you about. A car loses value the second you drive it off the lot. That's not opinion, that's just physics of depreciation, roughly 20% in year 1 alone. But the system loves stretching your car loan to 72, even 84 months, because a longer loan means more total interest, paid on an asset that's worth less and less every single month you're paying it off. You're paying rising interest on a falling asset. Run the numbers on a $35,000 car, financed over 84 months at a typical rate, and the total interest alone can rival a year of rent in a lot of American cities. That's the habit costing people more than they realize, often more than their actual rent. Habit number 8, read the fine print on buy now, pay later. 4 easy payments sounds harmless. The app practically begs you to use it at checkout, but miss one, and some of these plans stack late fees the same way a credit card does, just without the credit card warning label you've been trained to watch for. No interest rate disclosure box, no 30-day grace period reminder, just 4 payments until it's 5, plus a fee. It's debt. It's just wearing a friendlier font. Now, to be fair, minimum payments and buy now, pay later, they exist for real reasons. Cash flow gets tight, emergencies happen. Not everyone has $500 sitting around for a car repair. These tools aren't traps by design. They were built to solve a real problem. But convenience always has a price, and almost nobody reads it before they agree to it. The 4 habits left aren't about survival. They're about upgrade, moving from surviving the system to actually working with it. Habit number 9, negotiate fees and rates instead of accepting them. Late fee, annual fee, interest rate. All of it is more negotiable than the system wants you to think, because negotiating costs the bank money and silence costs them nothing. One phone call, a few minutes of mild discomfort, that's the entire cost of asking. Banks would rather quietly waive a fee for someone who calls than lose that customer entirely. Most people never call. That silence is worth billions in fees every year, industry-wide. Habit number 10. Keep your cash somewhere that actually pays you. Most checking and standard savings accounts pay close to nothing, a fraction of a percent, sometimes literally 0.01%. Meanwhile, high-yield savings accounts exist, insured the same way, paying meaningfully more for doing absolutely nothing different with your money except moving it to a different account. Your money should have a job. A near 0% account is money sitting unemployed. On $10,000 sitting in a near zero account versus a high-yield one, the gap can run into hundreds of dollars a year, money earned by literally nothing except moving where you park it. Habit number 11, use rewards. Don't earn rewards. Credit card points feel like free money. The system markets them exactly that way. Earn, reward, cash back. Language borrowed straight from a savings account. But the data on this is consistent. People who chase rewards tend to spend more overall than people who don't, often enough to erase the value of the reward entirely. If a 2% reward makes you spend 10% more, that's not a reward. That's a fee with a rebrand. Use the card for what you were already going to buy. Never let the card decide what you buy. Habit number 12. Track your net worth, not just your income. A bigger paycheck feels like winning. It's the number everyone asks about, the number on the offer letter, the number you tell your family. But income is just the number that moves. Net worth is the number that actually tells the story, what you own minus what you owe. Maya's income went up 3 times over the last 5 years. Her net worth barely moved. The raises had gone straight into a bigger apartment, a newer car, upgraded everything. The system's favorite trick, quietly scaling your spending to match your income exactly, dollar for dollar. That's the habit that changes everything else on this list from information into a scoreboard. Once Maya started tracking net worth instead of income, every other habit on this list suddenly had a number attached to it. Proof it was working or proof it wasn't. Look back at all 12. None of them require more income. None of them require sacrifice in the way people usually mean that word. They require attention. Maya, at the end of all this, has the same job, same paycheck, same apartment. The only thing that changed is which of these 12 defaults she was running on autopilot and which ones she finally chose on purpose. That's really the whole video, compressed into one idea. The system isn't hoping you fail. Failure would actually draw attention. It's hoping you never look closely enough to notice there was a choice being made at all. The system doesn't need you to fail. It just needs you to stay on autopilot. So here's what I want to know. Which of these 12 did you already know? And which one actually caught you off guard? Drop the number in the comments. I'll read them. And if you want to know exactly what habit number 7 alone is quietly costing the average American car owner, the real full breakdown, numbers and all, that's the next video. Subscribe so you don't miss it.